George Clooney, the man who vowed never to marry, stunned the world when he broke his silence about the painful truth behind his divorce, a revelation that shattered his Hollywood perfect image. The glitz, the glamour, the fairy tale, it all hid a deeper struggle that no one saw coming. Fame, it turns out, wasn't the biggest challenge. It was the silence that grew between them. Let us uncover the raw, untold truth Clooney finally shared. An admission so honest, it changes everything we thought we knew. George Clooney's road to reinvention. Clooney was the eternal bachelor, the guy who charmed his way through countless interviews with a wink and a quip about how he'd never tie the knot. He was practically allergic to the idea of settling down. Then, out of the blue, he flips the script and gets married. The media had a field day. This was George Clooney after all. If he could do it, maybe there really was hope for love. But what if Clooney's marriage wasn't just about love? What if there was more to the story? At first, it seemed like a match made in heaven. They were the picture-perfect couple, always camera-ready and oozing glamour. Red carpets, lavish vacations, smitten glances, you name it. But, as the saying goes, not everything that glitters is gold. Beneath the polished veneer, cracks were forming. Here's the thing about being one of the most famous people on the planet. It's a double-edged sword. Sure, you get the adoration, the money, the power, but you also lose something pretty valuable: your privacy. For Clooney and his partner, the constant scrutiny was like an unwelcome third party in their marriage. Every dinner date, every argument, every moment. It was all fair game for the paparazzi and gossip columns. Clooney himself has admitted that fame is a mixed bag. You're grateful for the opportunities, but you're also trapped by it, he said. Imagine trying to navigate the ups and downs of a relationship while the entire world watches, critiques, and speculates. Sounds exhausting, right? For Clooney and his ex, it was. To their credit, they kept up appearances for years. They were pros at the whole smile and wave routine, hitting red carpets hand in hand like everything was peachy. But behind closed doors, it was a different story. Clooney later admitted they both worked hard to protect their relationship from the spotlight, but that effort came at a cost. By trying to keep things private, they inadvertently cut themselves off from getting the help they needed. "We thought we could handle it," Clooney has shared, "but sometimes you just can't. You're in it so deep that you can't see the way out." Every breakup has a tipping point. For Clooney and his partner, it wasn't one dramatic fight or scandal. It was the slow, inevitable drift of two people growing apart. Different priorities, different goals, different lives. Clooney's demanding career didn't help either. Being away on film sets for months on end doesn't exactly scream work-life balance. Clooney has been candid about the fact that their relationship didn't fail because of some dramatic betrayal. "There was no villain," he said. "We just stopped being what the other needed." It's almost refreshingly un-Hollywood in its simplicity. No scandals, no juicy drama, just two people realizing they weren't happy anymore. Divorce, even for someone as seemingly untouchable as George Clooney, is messy. It's emotional, it's painful, and it's a kind of grief all its own. For a guy who's made a career out of being unshakable, this chapter left him feeling lost. You think you've got it all figured out, and then life throws you a curveball, he's reflected. What got him through it? His inner circle, friends, family, the people who loved him for George the person, not George the movie star. They were his lifeline. And of course, work. Clooney threw himself into acting and directing, using his craft as a way to process his emotions. If he couldn't fix his personal life, at least he could control what happened on set. He's also come to understand the importance of self-awareness. You can't be a good partner if you don't know who you are and what you want, he admitted. Hindsight is 20/20, right? Digging deeper into the effect of constant public attention, a celebrity divorce paints a grim picture of high-profile marriages. The perpetual buzz around their lives amplifies every issue. What might be a minor disagreement for most couples becomes tabloid fodder overnight. A career spanning continents and demanding extended absences leaves little room to nurture a relationship. As cracks form, the glare of public scrutiny only widens them. Post-divorce, navigating uncharted emotional terrain becomes essential. Divorce isn't just the end of a relationship. It's the unraveling of shared dreams and expectations. For someone accustomed to projecting control, admitting vulnerability is a significant step. The experience often leaves one questioning decisions and what they want from life. Friends and family become instrumental during this period, offering a grounding presence when it's needed most. Work can offer both an escape and a means of reflection. Through storytelling and directing, one may find ways to channel feelings. The discipline of crafting narratives provides a sense of control and clarity that personal life might lack at the time. The characters portrayed and the stories chosen often mirror journeys of resilience, self-discovery, and the complexities of human relationships. Divorce isn't just an end. It becomes a profound moment of introspection. The process teaches the importance of communication, even when it's uncomfortable. Avoidance only delays the inevitable and deepens misunderstandings. The experience underscores the value of knowing oneself and understanding personal needs and priorities, realizations that can shape how life is approached moving forward. Today, life can reflect a renewed focus on authenticity and intentionality. Priorities and desires for relationships and career become clearer. While painful, divorce often acts as a catalyst for growth and self-awareness. It's a reminder that life's challenges often carry the seeds of transformation. This story is more than a tale of heartbreak. It's a testament to resilience and the human capacity for reinvention. It underscores the beauty of imperfection and the importance of moving forward with grace and purpose. Life isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning from them and finding a path forward. Every story starts with a life that seems set until it takes an unexpected turn. A tale of friendship and fame. Let's get this straight. Hollywood friendships don't exactly have a reputation for standing the test of time. All those red carpets, award season snubs, and competitive egos usually mean friends forever. Lasts about as long as a box office flop stays in theaters. But then there's George Clooney and his trusted partner in crime, the golden pair who've somehow managed to keep their bond intact for over 20 years. And yes, they're still riding that wave, even though the rest of Hollywood's friendships have gone the way of Clooney's bachelor lifestyle, outdated and retired. Their little tale of camaraderie kicked off way back in the year 2000 on the set of Ocean's 11. You'd think two huge stars would circle each other like wary cats, but nope, sparks flew. Platonic sparks, that is. According to Clooney, who loves a good soundbite, they hit it off instantly. And just like that, they were off to the races. Not in the romantic sense, relaxed tabloids, but in the let's make millions on screen together while having a blast sense. A win-win, right? From there, they hopped onto the Hollywood conveyor belt of sequels and side projects. Ocean's 12, because when has Hollywood ever resisted cashing in? Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, Money Monster, and more recently, Ticket to Paradise. Every movie featured that patented Clooney and Company banter that's half charm, half eye-roll-worthy sarcasm. Critics called it chemistry. Skeptics might call it showing up for a paycheck with a buddy you tolerate. Either way, the formula worked. Moviegoers lapped it up, and their partnership became something of a brand. If Hollywood's favorite friends was a stock, you'd want to invest. Off-camera, their dynamic is one part mutual support and two parts elaborate prank war. Clooney, famous for being Hollywood's resident joker, met his match in his co-star. She's no saint either when it comes to on-set antics. Together, they've violent methods, co-stars and crew alike, with endless pranks. One has to wonder, does this humor stem from genuine affection or just boredom during endless takes? Whatever it is, it's been good for headlines. And then there's the personal stuff. Clooney spent the early 2000s convincing the world he was a permanent bachelor, only to blindside everyone by marrying Amal Alamuddin, an accomplished human rights lawyer, in 2014. By 2017, he had twins. Roberts herself is no stranger to the spotlight. She's navigated her own roller coaster of fame, family, and film flops. Let's not pretend every movie was a Pretty Woman. But through it all, there's Clooney, ready to gush about her talent, humor, or whatever other compliment will make headlines that day. In return, Roberts is quick to call Clooney her favorite co-star or share a cute anecdote about their friendship. It's almost like they're trying to keep their brand alive. Cynical? Maybe. But Hollywood thrives on nostalgia, and these two have plenty to go around. No Hollywood friendship is complete without a side of public intrigue. Clooney's personal life has always been fodder for gossip rags, so when whispers of trouble in paradise popped up about his marriage, it didn't take long for Robert's name to get dragged into the narrative. Did she really break her silence about Clooney's rumored issues? Hard to say. But even if she didn't, the gossip machine loves to spin a good tale. Roberts and Clooney's friendship, solid as it might be, isn't immune to Hollywood's favorite pastime, creating drama where there might not be any. Expanding beyond the publicized moments, the longevity of their friendship may rest on something less glamorous than Hollywood likes to admit: workplace camaraderie. For decades, the set of a film has been a second home to actors, and shared hours under hot lights or repeating lines dozens of times often forges connections that might not develop anywhere else. Clooney and Roberts exemplify this phenomenon. In the dozens of interviews and press junkets they've done together, there's a visible ease between them. It's the kind of casual banter that usually doesn't survive in an industry where publicists and egos loom large. Perhaps their friendship is less a miraculous anomaly and more a byproduct of shared career paths. Still, the constant polishing of their Hollywood's best buddies image raises eyebrows. For all the pranks and laughter, there's a very intentional marketing machine at play. Their shared projects have netted hundreds of millions of dollars, and a good chunk of that is owed to the story of their partnership off-screen. Audiences aren't just buying tickets for the film, they're buying into the relationship that's been carefully curated over decades. It's a strategy that's worked well for both of them, and it's part of why their friendship has stayed front and center in the public consciousness. Let's not forget how rare their bond is in a world dominated by fierce competition. Hollywood is notorious for being a dog-eat-dog world, where actors often see each other as threats rather than allies. It's worth questioning whether Roberts and Clooney's friendship has endured partly because they're rarely competing for the same roles. Their careers have taken distinct paths. Roberts as America's sweetheart, and Clooney as Hollywood's debonair everyman. There's little overlap, which might explain why their friendship has remained untainted by professional jealousy. Even with all the goodwill, their friendship isn't entirely immune to public scrutiny. Clooney's foray into family life has often been juxtaposed with Roberts' well-documented challenges in maintaining privacy for her own children. Their vastly different approaches to balancing personal and professional lives have occasionally invited commentary about who's doing it better, an unfair and frankly tired narrative that plays into stereotypes about men and women in Hollywood. But for the most part, they've managed to sidestep the pitfalls that often drag long-term friendships into the mud. Every partnership has a star who stands out, the dual lives of Hollywood's sweetheart. Of course, longevity alone doesn't make a friendship admirable. What sets Clooney and Roberts apart is their willingness to lean into their public personas and laugh at themselves in the process. Whether it's Clooney roasting Roberts during award shows or Roberts sharing behind-the-scenes anecdotes that feel carefully vetted but still funny, they've mastered the art of self-aware celebrity friendship. They're in on the joke, and that's part of what makes their dynamic so appealing to fans. Let's talk about Julia Roberts. You know, the America's sweetheart, whose grin could light up a room, or apparently distract you from thinking too hard about her career choices. Born to actor parents, Betty Lou and Walter Roberts, Julia practically grew up with the smell of theater dust in her nostrils. Her parents ran some artsy little thing called the Atlanta Actors and Writers Workshop, so it's not exactly shocking that she ended up in Hollywood. When you're raised with parents staging monologues in the living room, what else are you gonna do? Sell insurance? Please. Julia's early years weren't exactly glitzy. After trudging through Campbell High School, no scandals there, boring, she briefly dabbled in higher education at Georgia State University. But, shocker, college didn't stick. Instead, she packed up and headed to New York City, chasing her big break. Spoiler, she got it, but not right away. Her acting debut came with a small role in the TV show Crime Story in 1987, where she played a juvenile intimate victim. Then came Satisfaction in 1988, a film no one talks about because, frankly, it's not worth talking about. But hey, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? Fast forward to 1990, and Julia hit the jackpot with Pretty Woman. Suddenly, she wasn't just an actress. She was a phenomenon. People couldn't get enough of her hooker with a heart of gold act. The film was a box office smash, and Julia had officially arrived. Did the script have depth? Not really. Did people care? Absolutely not. From there, her career became a roller coaster of romantic comedies, dramas, and the occasional dud. My Best Friend's Wedding in 1997 and Notting Hill in 1999 solidified her as the go-to for romantic leads. Then came Erin Brockovich in 2000, where she ditched the rom-com fluff and won an Oscar. You'd think that would have marked a new era of serious roles, but no. She wasn't about to give up the paycheck-friendly charm of crowd pleasers. Julia's collaborations with George Clooney began with Ocean's 11 in 2001. Their chemistry was undeniable, mainly because they seemed to genuinely like each other. Hollywood's fake friendships are a dime a dozen, but this one seemed real. They followed it up with Ocean's 12 and a few other projects, including Ticket to Paradise in 2022, where their banter carried the film more than the plot ever could. Rumors about George's personal life eventually brought Julia into the conversation. The internet loves drama, and any comment she made was carefully dissected, analyzed, and memeified, because that's just how we roll in the 21st century. Did she reveal anything groundbreaking? No. But her presence always seems to add fuel to the fire, ensuring that neither she nor George will ever be far from the spotlight. Meanwhile, Julia's personal life is pretty tame. She's been married to cinematographer Daniel Moder since 2002, and they've got 3 kids. She keeps her private life well. Private. For someone who's been in the spotlight for decades, that's an achievement in itself. While she's still working, her recent projects include Leave the World Behind and narrating Lisa Marie Presley's memoir. She's clearly prioritizing family over fame these days. Now about her friendship with Clooney. These two have managed to stay close despite Hollywood's notorious knack for chewing up relationships and spitting them out. They've pulled pranks, praised each other in interviews, and generally behaved like two people who genuinely enjoy each other's company. It's refreshing, sure, but also a little nauseating in that, oh look, they're just like us kind of way. Except they're not. They're absurdly rich, absurdly famous, and can probably order room service in their sleep. Julia's career, much like her public persona, is a mix of charm, talent, and calculated choices. She's not the risk-taker who'll star in some indie film for the sake of art. She's a brand, and she knows it. And hey, it's worked for her. But don't let the dazzling smile fool you. Behind the glitz and glam, Julia's as savvy as they come, navigating Hollywood's murky waters like a pro. Julia's rise to fame wasn't handed to her on a silver platter, even if her parents' artistic inclinations nudged her in that direction. She's always known how to play the long game, whether that meant starring in crowd pleasers or carefully avoiding scandals that could have derailed her career. Her charm lies in her relatability. Even when it's carefully manufactured, she knows the power of a smile, a laugh, and just the right amount of mystery to keep people intrigued. So, what do you think? Has Julia mastered the art of staying relevant, or is she just playing it safe? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, and subscribe.